Good morning, VC. From the basement, it's Glen Kellaway. Here with a contest entry. It's Wednesday morning, raining outside, as if I need an excuse to stay indoors. Um, this is a contest entry for Andy, Next Play Records. Andy's come up with a pretty cool contest idea. He's in his push to 200 subs. I just looked and he has 194. So please, if 6 people watch this video and go over to Next Play Records and push the button, he hits 200. Contest is open till April 5th. It's kind of a cool contest. It's based on a March Madness bracket. So there's 4 regions, let's say. One genre of music will represent each region. And then you put those you choose 2 records for each genre, and you battle them out between each other until you get to your final 2, and then see which one is your favorite. I tried to stay away from my absolute favorite albums in this, so I didn't do any classic rock as a genre. You got to pick 4 genres, because I would inevitably end up with Blonde on Blonde versus Sgt. Pepper, and Sgt. Pepper would win by a hair, and that's the way anybody who watches my videos knows they're my 2 favorite albums, so what would be the point? So I tried to pick things that a little different, so I went with 4 genres: jazz, bluegrass, alt country, and blues. Now, before the video, I didn't prepare. I didn't kind of go imagine in my mind how this is going to go, because I wanted to kind of do the thought process live while I'm doing the video. So let's introduce the brackets. First, jazz. I went with this great album, Duke Pearson, The Phantom. It's a great Tone Poet album. Sounds great. Love it. Another one I love, one of my favorite jazz artists, probably my favorite jazz guitarist, Grant Green, Idle Moments. That's going to be tough. Another bracket, bluegrass bracket. Kind of cheated a little bit here. It's kind of bluegrass country, but I pitted The Amazing Will the Circle Be Unbroken, which I'm considering a bluegrass album for this contest. It's got Earl Scruggs and lots of people on it, and they play a lot of bluegrass songs on there. So versus Flatt and Scruggs, Hard Traveling. Another battle. Next, the blues. Man, this is going to be a hard one. Willie Dixon, I Am the Blues. Freaking love that album. And this one, which I just got from a VCLT from my friend Chris at Blues Vinyl Guy, if anybody just saw my video that I put up day before yesterday. Robert Johnson, The Complete Collection. So that's going to be a tough one too. Finally, alt country. We've got Steve Earle, Ghosts of West Virginia. Fantastic record. Versus Lucinda Williams' latest album, Good Souls, Better Angels. So that's those 2 artists, that's kind of their most recent albums. Steve does have a new album out now called JT, tribute to his late son. I'm still waiting to get it, and yeah, I'm dying. That's the album number 1 on my list that I want right now. It's coming. Anyway, so let's start with jazz. Duke Pearson, The Phantom. This is a fantastic record, a great sounding record, and a tone poet. I don't know what to say. Just an amazing instrumental album. It sounds great. Recorded by Rudy Van Gelder. Kevin Gray mastered it. RTI. It's a Tone Poet audiophile reissue featuring Bobby Hutchinson. Oh man, This is a tough one. So, Duke Pearson plays keyboards, piano. There's flute and alto flute on here, guitar, bass, drums, conga, and guru. I don't even know what guru is. Guiro. I love this album. Oh my God! Now Grant Green is, like I said, my favorite jazz guitarist. I don't think there's anything Grant's done that I don't like, but I'm gonna go with this because this was an album that came out of the blue for me. I wasn't aware of Duke Pearson at all. I'm kind of thinking every time I hear a Grant Green album, I'm gonna like it, but getting this and being blown away by it, I think it's gonna win for that reason. So I got to keep that one. Moving on. Okay, let's go the alt country. Steve Earle, one of my favorite artists. Lucinda Williams, one of my favorite artists. This album, Ghosts of West Virginia, his songs about coal miners and black lung disease and all kinds of, like, just an amazing album. Songs, Heaven Ain't Going Nowhere, Union, God and Country, Devil Put the Coal in the Ground, John Henry Was a Steel Driving Man, Time Is Never on Our Side, It's About Blood, If I Could See Your Face Again, Black Lung, which is an incredible song, Fastest Man Alive, and The Mine. Just a great record. Lucinda, this came out last year. I actually ordered this from her website and got it autographed, which I'm really proud of because I love Lucinda. This is a pretty rock and raw, heavy guitar album. Few political songs on here. You Can't Rule Me, Man Without a Soul. We kind of know who she was writing about there, probably, if it's political. Yeah, really good album. I am going with Steve Earle. I just like the premise of the album, and it's really a moving record, and I love them both, but we're going with Steve Earle. So, sorry, Lucinda. Next, the blues. Oh my God, what are you going to do here? I've been blown away by this. I've never had a Robert Johnson album in my collection before, and the reason is because I always thought I'm not totally picky like I'm an audiophile about sound, but I can't stand something that just sounds like it's almost unlistenable. And I always assumed these recordings were just so primitive. But they've done a good job on these records, and I enjoyed it, and they sound great. And I'm listened to it twice through already. Absolutely love it. Robert Johnson, The Complete Collection. Willie Dixon, one of the greats. I've had this on CD for a long time. I just got the vinyl about, I don't know, a couple of months ago. And it sounds great. I'm going with Willie Dixon just because, I'm a 60s guy, grew up with the British blues scene more than that. And I know all those guys covered Robert Johnson songs for sure. But, the Willie Dixon songs. Backdoor Man, I Can't Quit You, Babe. The Seventh Son. Spoonful, I Ain't Superstitious, You Shook Me, I'm Your Hoochie Coochie Man, The Little Red Rooster, and The Same Thing. Come on. So Willie Dixon wins. Okay, one more bracket, or one to go here. One more region. Bluegrass. Flat and Scruggs. My pick for all-time greatest bluegrass band. I know Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys should be probably up there, but man, Flat and Scruggs. And this album is so good. This is also a mono 2-eye Columbia in really awesome shape. VG+++++, near mint minus. But just a great freaking album. They do Hard Travelin', Dixie Home, The Wreck of the Old 97, Over the Hill to the Poorhouse, Drown in My Deep Blue Sea, Coal Miner's Blues, Pastures of Plenty, The Ballad of Jed Clampett's on this. Great album. Trying to see when it was released. 1963 versus one of the most essential records of all time, where the young bluegrass country guys, the hippies of the late 60s and early 70s, who had great respect for all the traditional country bluegrass artists, went to Nashville and got together with Mama Maybelle Carter and Doc Watson and Merle Travis and Earl Scruggs and Roy Acuff and Merle Travis, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, and then Vassar Clements, Junior Husky, Norman Blake, and Pete Oswald Kirby. Will the Circle Be Unbroken? This is an amazing, amazing record. I know somebody wrote their name on my copy, but the vinyl's in great shape. Incredible. I'm going with this because it's essential. This should be in everyone's collection. So there we go. We're down to 4. Okay, so let's do jazz against blues. I think that would be the best way to do it. Notice I'm not saying anything. I don't know what to say. I'm going with this. I've been a blues guy for 100 years. I'm a baby when it comes to jazz. I've been listening for many years, but I'm just not, I'm certainly not an aficionado like I am with the blues. Is kind of in my blood. So I'm going with Willie Dixon. Sorry, Duke. Great album. Steve Earle. Ghosts of West Virginia versus Will the Circle Be Unbroken. I gotta go with Will the Circle Be Unbroken. Like I said, essential record. Oh my Lord, we're down. It's the final. Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, wearing the blue trunks, Willie Dixon, I Am the Blues. And in this corner, wearing the red trunks, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, and a cast of thousands, Will the Circle Be Unbroken. This is a 3-record set. Sounds great. The playing is incredible. There's so many historic performances on here. It's just unbelievable. Like I said, essential record. It really was the bridge that was built to bring all those old traditional artists and all the young kind of country rock guys who were so in awe of all those traditional artists together. And I think the country artists, they learned a lot from each other and gained even more respect. I think the respect that the country rock guys had for the country artists was a lot higher going into the project. And I think the country artists went in with a bit of trepidation, like who are these guys, and realized that they had just as deep a love for the music as they did, and it's just really an emotional record, really, when you think about it. Apt title, Will the Circle Be Unbroken? It has every great blues song that you ever heard if you were a Zeppelin fan or the original Jeff Beck group or any of those bands that put out stuff in the late 60s. I mean, Cream, Spoonful, Backdoor Man, The Doors, I Can't Quit You, Babe, and You Shook Me, Zeppelin, Ain't Superstitious from the Jeff Beck group, Hoochie Coochie Man, Steppenwolf. I remember Steppenwolf's version of that. Little Red Rooster, The Stones. I never knew, like, these black blues guys, like in 64, 65, when the Stones were putting out these albums, and the authors of these songs, the writers of these songs, didn't connect with me at all. It was a Stones song as far as I knew. When I heard Mick sing Little Red Rooster, it was a Stones song to me, and it wasn't until a couple of years later that I started to go, wow. Once kind of 67, 68 hit, I think they started to really bring these guys to much more prominence, and the world's a better place for it because these guys are all where it started and all amazing. Willie Dixon, I Am the Blues, or this. I'm going with Willie Dixon, I Am the Blues. I just freaking love this record. So it's won my March Madness tournament. Andy, thanks for doing this. I think I babbled on for 15 minutes here. I'm going to let you go then. So peace out. Thanks again. Take care.